Welcome to Unboxing from Market One. I'm Emily Kramer, and I'm about to get a live unscripted demo of a go-to-market product, ask the hard questions, and help you find tools worth using. Today, we're unboxing Luma AI. I'm here with Prince Boucher. Hi, Prince. Nice to meet you. What's your role at Luma AI?
Hey, Emily. Thanks for having me. At Luma AI, I'm leading go-to-market, essentially supporting the sales, partnerships, team across the enterprise.
Awesome. Well, great to meet you. So excited to see this product. It's going to be a really fun one to see. We're going to be generating lots of videos today. But before we dive into the product, let's talk about what Luma AI is. To do that, I like to run through the Market One positioning framework, which is really simple. We're going to talk about who your product is for, what your product is, and why it's better. So let's take those one at a time. Who is your product for?
So our product is for professional creatives, anyone from a VFX expert to an in-house brand marketer, creative director, designer. It's really amazing what Gen AI has done to expand people's capabilities. And so anyone who's creative.
I think everyone has some creativity in them. So from everyone to VFX specialists, sounds like everyone can have some fun, at least with Luma AI. So that's awesome. And what exactly is the product?
So Luma AI started as a research org, essentially creating a foundational model, which is called Ray 3. And Dream Machine is the application layer where as a user, you go into and you can do everything from text to video, image to video, and video to video.
Awesome. What happened to Ray 1 and Ray 2?
Yeah, so they are similar to how you think about GPT 2, 3, 4, and 5. Our research team was super awesome. They're constantly in the lab. And also in partnership with Dream Lab, which is our creative R&D studio and innovation studio, essentially helping shape like what the models look like. So
Awesome.
really unique. Yeah, really unique here.
Why is this different? There's a number of places I can create AI videos these days. What makes Luma AI stand out? Obviously, there's that research focused and building your own models, but tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of models out there, and I think what sets us apart is certainly the physics and the realism of the model. Across the board, there's a bunch of evaluations out there, and so our evaluations for realism has been at the top of the chart, and so it's been super exciting.
Awesome. Super helpful. Let's dive in. I'm ready for you to share the screen, show what you've got. I think everyone will be wowed by this. So I would love for you to walk me through a workflow. Let's paint the picture here. Let's say you're ahead of brand, you're at a late stage B2B startup. Show me how they can make a high production value video without needing to hire the expensive studio, the expensive team to come in and do this. Of course, there's a time and place for those things, but if you just want to create a high quality professional grade video, show us how you might do that in Luma.
So when you load up Dream Machine, which is our product, you land into the boards. The boards are basically little areas where you can kind of build on an idea or a concept. And so if I click on boards, these are all my previous boards, but I'm going to click on a brand new board. And so I guess the idea, which is really cool in Dream Machine, is that, you know, for B2B SaaS companies, you have a really complex idea you want to kind of visualize. And so the first use case I thought of was inference, right? Everyone hears this word, but sometimes if you're on the buying side, you're approaching inference, having a visual antidote is super helpful. And so I came up with this little prompt, not too little, a dark futuristic environment filled with rows of glowing GPU cores. Each core is a tiny cube. And so right now I'm using draft mode, which anyone who's played with video models, sometimes they're it takes a while to generate. And so draft mode is a way that we approach so that you can kind of really cycle through ideas. And so right now, as you see, there's a bunch of different options here, but right now we're using Ray 3 and Ray 3 draft mode, and we're going to generate, looking at the prompt, generating the idea. And so it'll take about a little less than a minute to generate this really high complex thing that would take typically weeks,
Yeah, for sure. Maybe months, maybe a year. So I like that it's highlighting certain words and phrases. Can you scroll back up for a second?
Yes.
So it's just highlighting the things that it's really pulling out as key and important. And I imagine you can then go and edit those things and all of that good stuff if you wanted to. But I like that it's doing that. Okay, cool.
Absolutely. So there we go. So
Well,
there's one example. But if you're really like, hey, like let's just like spin a couple more. And so while that's
oh, it gives
happening,
you options. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
it gives you options and it's actually re-rendering and generating new possibilities based on that. And so, when you think about the creative process, like in like writing, or if you're, doing clay or you're in design, right? You just have a really fast iteration mode to be able to come up with new
Yes.
concepts and ideas. And so
Yes.
for the first time ever, video is able to do this with Gen AI video.
Yeah, normally I feel like you have to completely regenerate, and now you're like, you fixed this one problem, but you like made the other thing worse, and so now it's like I'm like stuck in between. So I find that a lot with any sort of like image, video, or even like vibe coding, where you're like, oh no, I solved this, but I created this other huge problem or messed this other thing up. So that's great that it's giving you lots of options and that it's quite iterative.
Yeah, I did this in draft mode. And then, so as you could see, if you feel like you want this version, you can up-res it to hi-fi up to 4K. So that's super exciting. But
Okay.
back, here are other perspectives, as you would say, thinking about what different inference could possibly look like. There's one, here's another one. So it is giving you radically different scenes to give you different perspective. But if you really want to hone in on one, then you could take that specific one, and then you can reprompt to that exact one. You can also possibly reply to it and say, hey, I want like green color tones.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what if I don't want blue and gold?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's one way. Obviously, in the original prompt, you could just reprompt that in a way. If you want to make a
Quick
green tone,
change.
so it changes there. And then I just made one into anime just to see what that.
Ooh.
So yeah, if what's really interesting about this stuff and how fast it generates, right? If you're looking to personalize to different audiences and position to different regions, and also just different personas, it's really flexible and gives you the ability to do that pretty quickly and test those variants.
Love that example. These are all amazing, like, in my opinion, like, ready to use videos. What else can I do from this draft mode?
Draft mode is definitely more for like the pre-production phase of just figuring out, testing, trialing. I think a big misconception in the Gen AI space right now is that like it's a full editing suite. We do have a partnership with Adobe Firefly, and where
Nice.
if your suite of creatives use that, you could definitely have the Ray 3 as an option to then create your generations.
The idea is it's giving you these really high quality sort of sections of video. That makes a lot of sense. I remember when I was at Asana, we had a video person in house, and he like just the amount of like office and like workspace, like B-roll that we went through from like publicly available sources was crazy. And just to imagine that you can just generate so much of that now, it's just like such a game changer. So I'm excited to do more prompts and show more video generation because it's gonna do a lot more than make these sort of more abstract animation style videos. So let's do that. You want to show me an image to video?
Yeah, let's do an image to video. Let's take a Luma ad right now. So
All right.
I'm pulling up this butterfly, as you can see right here. And I'm
Is
gonna
it a
say,
butterfly or a moth? Do we know?
oh wait, is it that?
I have no
It's
idea.
no, it's a dragonfly. It's a
Oh,
dragon.
we're both wrong. We're good at marketing and AI products. We do not know our bugs, clearly.
And so there's a static image. This for webinar we promote. And so I'm gonna say make the wings flap. So we're gonna turn this image into video. Again, I'm doing it in draft mode, just make it a little bit quicker. And essentially, the prompt adherence is super important. And there's been a typical thing called the slot machine problem where you would type something and it wouldn't come out as you want. And so,
I've never heard it called that. I love that, the slot machine problem. That dragonfly is actually awesome.
yeah.
Now that I see it up close, this is really cool. All right, we'll keep
And so,
going. I'll stop with the side anecdotes.
yeah. And so as we know, right, video performs really well on paid ads, just in general, right? The internet's just becoming video. And so really exciting. You can kind of take a still image and then turn it into a video at a fraction of the cost and at an incredible speed.
Yeah, that looks amazing. I love that example.
The realism here is pretty phenomenal. The video the image was generated through, a generative
Okay.
image. We also have Photon, which is our image model.
Okay.
And as
So
you
you could use Photon to generate the image, pop it in here, and get it to animate. And will it make different iterations? Again, like what, can you show me you know, does it do what it did with the other video where it shows different iterations? Yeah.
Yes, let's do that. Let's make the dragon fly off the screen. Let's see what happens there.
Cool.
And so, yeah, as these new tools have come out, it's really exciting to see like the possibilities of what you can do. I'm learning new things every day and how to actually create in this mode, which is very
Yeah.
unusual. My background did come from film development,
Oh,
and
nice.
a lot of content production. So it's really exciting seeing how.
Yeah, it's just changed everything. And then it just generated the new one. But I'd love to also understand, what does the brainstorm option do?
Oh, so the brainstorm option essentially giving you different perspectives and generating, predicting new ideas for you possibly. So for
Yeah.
example, the dragonfly ascends in slow motion with delicate wings. It lifts gracefully off a pale beige background, soft ambient light.
So you don't have to think of all the possible iterations. And if you are just kind of learning how to prompt this, it's definitely going to help you along the way, which is pretty cool.
Exactly. So let's just, which one you want to pick?
Let's do the second one.
All right, let's go. And so there, as you can see the dragonfly flying off from my previous one. The text is able to stay there. And so you can just imagine, in social advertising, performance advertising, in my past, I was, and I still do that as well a little bit, but, spend a lot of money doing performance ads. And
Me too. I started my career as a media planner, so I know all about it.
And as you know, like, right, the tiny variations make the biggest difference. Like I remember back in the day, like adding a pink border versus like a blue border,
Just
how
whatever
big,
makes it pop and stand out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so this gives you a really big opportunity with video. I used to actually have to be the video editor
Yeah.
and change these things. And it would take, minimum 20 minutes for just a tiny little change.
Yep.
And so, what's awesome about Dream Machine and like just remembering back in the day, if I had it, like just be able to, show more and show more and show more, and then have 10 variations that you can just drop in and test those variations.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly you can make variations and then test them and also change colors and things like that. So really great example for ads and for social as well. So what's up next? What else do you have to show me?
Yeah. Okay. Let's look.
Oh, it's me.
That's you. It's you.
All right. So you're going into my shorts on YouTube. You took a video out.
Yes. So I went to this video, essentially downloaded it. And so if we go back into our editor mode, here's the vertical version. And so essentially, if you want to take a video and you want to reframe it, right, here's the original, put it into 16:9, and then essentially want to expand background. And so let's see what that looks like.
I mean, you're looking at the expanded background with me right now, but yes, we'll see what it comes up with in this video right now.
This is actually,
You're seeing it in real life, Prince.
let's see how predictive it is. And so
All right,
like
let's
what's
see.
really important to understand is like, especially when you are taking an image or a part of something and you want to expand on it.
It looks better than the real thing, Prince. I'll tell you. This room in my house has a Peloton, a drum set, not mine, my partner's. I don't play the drums. The desk, it's a whole dog bed. It's like a whole scene in a little tiny extra room in our house. So this makes it look a lot better. That's great. Love it. That's super amazing, actually. Like, looks expanded. Now I can make it horizontal, use it in different places, and you just renovated my house, so I love it. Can you change me as well? Like, could you change my hat, or like, can you only change the background?
What color shirt do you want?
Orange.
All right. Let's go here.
Let's make it look like I actually wear color on a regular basis. Instead of just black shirts. I'm wearing a different black shirt today.
I typically wear black shirts too. I like black shirts.
I usually wear black shirts almost every time I do video. It's just like easy. It's like it's just that it always kind of blends in with it's nondescript. So I usually do that on video.
As long as there's no patterns.
Yeah, like I've worn a stripe shirt on video before, and then I was like, why did I do this? Whoa.
Okay,
There we
yeah. So very
go.
cool.
I look
So
a
very
little bit
cool.
like I'm in prison now, or I'm going hunting because I'm wearing my deer marketer's hat. We have camo deer marketer's hats for my
Orange is gonna be
podcast.
black.
I
Orange
know
is
it
the black.
is. What a good
Yeah.
show. That's a different I feel like shows were
Yeah.
better then.
So there
Original
we go.
Netflix shows. But yeah, I look like I'm going hunting. I'm not a hunter, but it's kind of cool. I love it. Orange is my favorite color. That's why I picked it. I love it.
And
No, that's great.
now it's generating the full video, whereas before that was just an image to get the start frame. Because if you're going to change something, then it needs to have like a reference to
Okay.
then continue as it's generating for the rest of the video.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it changes the
That was
image,
this.
gives you that preview, yeah, and then it just completely changes the video based on that reference.
Exactly, exactly. And so like, obviously we're doing this all in Dream Machine in the application. However, if you're looking at doing like 100 videos and you want to make 1,000 variations within the videos, 10 variations per video, right, using the API and being able to, obviously plan that out, like what type of edits you want. You can use something like Airtable for each video in the 10 variations. And then, you want to change 10 different color shirts and try that.
Okay. So
Um,
you can make a column for that, or a field, whatever, and put in exactly what you want to change. Like orange, we'll just keep it simple. Orange shirt, red shirt, green shirt, and it will do that through the API.
Exactly, exactly. And so like obviously we don't do that in Dream Machine, but the API, we
Yes.
have access to that. So then someone on their side, I'm sure you've seen on LinkedIn all like the Nathan, Zapier, make.com workflow iterations. So
Yeah, for sure. I use them all the time.
yeah. And I think what's interesting is like I'm super excited to see what B2B marketers and B2C marketers get to do with the API. And
Here's an idea. You could have for every company you're trying to target with your video, or you could make your video personal to every company by using the company's brand color and changing your shirt color to the company's brand color for all of them. There you go.
Emma's got great ideas.
That's I can't, they might not even notice. They might not be like, "Oh, that's our brand color." It'd be subtle, but they would be like a subliminal message, like, "We got you," I can see it. But yeah, you can do with that what you will, but you could change up the backgrounds as well, or change up other parts of the video to make it work for different scenarios. Like maybe you want the background to be super professional on LinkedIn, and then maybe you want to put it on Instagram. You want the background to look like you're on some fancy vacation in Bali, and so you could do that as well. And why do you have Clay open?
So I mean, I was just showing an example. So Clay, like this is not a branding content thing. We're not working with Clay. It's just a familiar brand. They have really beautiful assets. And so
Okay.
kind of wanted to show like,
Yeah,
well,
I'm an investor in Clay.
okay, cool. Yeah, right. So like, here's an ad if you're a product marketer, right? Making these images takes a lot of time. And so with those images, you could do a lot more with them. So, right, I took this one, for example, right? And what would it look like if you were to, right, just turn into video. Here's one example. And so, yeah, you're able to make some movement, and, this is subtle, but like, using this for an advertisement on LinkedIn, as well as possibly having it inside of the web page itself. And so, right, something like that would cost quite a bit to develop, a couple $100, as well as just the time it would take to develop that.
Nice. Great example. And yeah, they have such fun, amazing assets. So I have two final questions. What's a delightful feature you didn't show is the first one.
Cool, cool. Delightful feature, I would say something that we dropped recently is the annotation feature. And so, creatives typically, most Gen AI, everyone thinks about text to video, but now there's this idea of being able to annotate and be creative with that. And so essentially, what do we want to do here? We want the, let's say we want the dragonfly to fly down, and then you can point that direction. You can write, turn around and fly down. And then, so if I want that to happen, if you have multiple things in the scene, you can really point to those and have control there versus having to type that out. And so I think that's like a super delightful.
That's pretty cool.
And it gives you a lot of control.
I'm assuming if you start a project, you can share it, and can someone pick up from there, like in sort of terms of collaboration features?
Yeah. So if you click share on here, right, you can publish and copy. Then when you share this, it allows us to be able to pull it up, and then they can remix the.
Okay, so they can just so someone else on your team can just continue, pick up, collaborate on this, pick up the project. So it enables all of that collaboration and enables that at an enterprise level. So this isn't just for personal users or prosumers.
Yes, yeah. So our enterprise product, we are about to roll out Teams features, as well as a bunch of other things that we haven't announced yet. But
Stay tuned.
yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Love the annotations feature. I haven't seen that in AI product really either, so that's awesome. And then last question: what do your customers love most about Luma besides everything?
Yeah, I mean, I think with the Dreamlab from our partners, really love Dreamlab. Dreamlab's down in LA. Essentially, it's a whole collective of creatives, everything from producers, directors, VFX producers. And so, using, as I mentioned before, using these tools are sometimes tough to use, especially if it's just like a new mode of thinking. And so I would say that customer support and customer success is pretty critical to getting teams like up running and going so that they can, get that operational efficiency and scale that they need.
Prince, thank you so much for unboxing Luma AI with us. We did dragonflies and changed the color of my shirt and changed text and did a whole bunch of other things. It was super fun. I'm excited to play around more with this and go back and fix every single one of my YouTube videos because there's a lot of work we need to do on some of the past stuff there and make my house look better and all of those fun things. So this was great. I really enjoyed it. And I'm excited to show all of the B2B startup marketers that love Market One how much they can do themselves with this. And you're not limited to, the standard LLMs to get this video stuff done. This is amazing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. Love the show. I always plug the show to everyone I know. So really appreciate the content. Appreciate you having us on, and excited to see what you come up with.
Awesome. Thanks, Prince. Thanks everyone for watching unboxing. Thanks, Prince from Luma AI. I'm Emily from Market One, and I'll see you on the next one when we unbox another go-to-market tool.